and welcome. This is Heidi's Homemade, and I'm Heidi. Hello. And this is my video series about cross stitching. And today is episode 27, I think. I can check it real quick. Oh, no, this is 28. So, welcome back. If you have joined me before, if you haven't, welcome. Thank you for watching. And I don't have as much as I normally have today. I do have a couple finishes. I don't have any fully finishes. I have some whips. I have a little bit of haul. I have some upcoming projects. And I have some Stitchy kindness. So, yeah. Not a lot is going on in my little corner of the world. I'm currently on a break in school until July, and I am currently just waiting for my student teaching program to get approved and start. I have a couple classes I can take once July starts until then, but pretty much all of the rest of my school stuff is waiting for my student teaching stuff. So I'm on a little bit of a break from school. I've been doing some stitching, not as much as I did last time, but that's because we're done with May. So I've been working on finishing some stuff that I started in May, so there's a few finishes from May. I tried to make it to where anything that I picked up from my May starts, I finished or got close to a finish. So yeah, there's that. Let's go ahead and jump right in because I don't really have a whole lot to share with you guys today. I feel like I haven't stitched that much in the last 2 weeks, but I have, I guess. So, let's start with some finishes. I don't have any fully finished. I didn't do, I thought about it, I was going to, and I didn't. So, there we have it. So, let's see. The first one I want to show you is this one. It's got a lot of extra fabric on this side there. This one is Crochet Go-Go's True Love. I changed some of the colors on this because I decided to do it on the scrap piece of white Aida that I had. And so the words were supposed to be in white, so obviously I wasn't going to do white on white. So I did kind of a light, kind of like a putty beige type of color. And I think that they came out really, it comes out really well coming across on the screen. And, well, let's be honest, I changed every single color on this pattern. I wanted it to be kind of the companion piece to, what is it called? I think it's just called Love. I finished that a couple months ago, and I just made it into a pillow for last time. And so I used the same colors. So I used these are like the melon kind of colors instead of pinks and reds. So like the 352, 353, those colors. And then this kind of brick kind of red instead of like a true red. But I think it came across really well. This one took like 2 days of stitching. I had a lot of it done from the first day that I started it. I had a lot of it done. So I just had to add in, I think I had to add in these words, the forever and the be mine, and then like the ES on the kisses, and then I had um like this whole section right here to finish, and like some of the hearts, and everything else I think was already done from my first day. So it's about 2 days of stitching. So it's definitely a small, and it goes pretty quickly. So that is finish number 1 for this week, or this 2 weeks, I guess. Then my next one is this one. Um, I was just looking, and I don't see one of my. Oh, there it is. Okay, it was under something. Okay, so this one is the Witchy Stitchers. Not all witches live in Salem, and let me tell you about this one. So this one, I had intended that this would be a finish, a fully finished. However, the package that I took this Ada out of, this is it's 14 count Ada. The package that I took this Ada out of clearly states that it's 18 count. And of course, I wasn't paying attention when I cut my pieces for it, because I cut 3 different pieces for 3 different patterns for my new starts out of this fabric. It's called taupe, which the color is correct. It's the size that is not. So I had intended to put this on an 18 count and put it in a 5x5 frame that is a companion to that little white frame. So it's black, but it has like a bronzy color going through it. So I thought that it would look really nice with this yellow of the accent color. However, it is just a smidge too big to fit in it. It's 5.5 inches, and so it's just a smidge too big to fit in my 5x5 frame. So I'm gonna have to get a 6x6 frame to put this in, and hope that it's the same kind of coloring. I don't know. I would kind of like to find like a fancy frame for it, but I'm not really that picky. And this fabric is from my vintage needle arts on Etsy, and I've never had this problem before where it said it was one size, but it really wasn't. But this is clearly a 14 count. It's definitely not 18. And if I had been paying attention to it while I was cutting it, I would have clearly been able to tell that it wasn't 18 count. This is 18 count. This is not. But that's it happens. So it goes into the finish bucket and awaiting the decision as to what's going to become of it. All right, so the next one that I finished is a honey of a frill to go with a honey of a tiny town. I have not finished, sorry, I have not finished a honey of a tiny town yet. That one is in my whip, so you'll see it, but I only have like another day left on it, and it should be done. So that won't be finished shortly. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I think I'm going to put it in a little frame so that I can sit it with the tiny town piece once it is finished as well, because it's going to go on my scissor spool thingy, whatever those are called. So this one I used the called for DMC. I don't think I changed any of the colors on this one. And let me see, I have, the light is shining through the back of it. There we go. And it's on a generic piece of 18 count. It's from Amazon. I like the fabric. There's nothing wrong with this Ada. And let me see. There we go. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the Ada. It just doesn't have a name or anything. It's just it came from a set of a bunch of different colors of Ada. And I happen to be a fan of Stitch Ada because I stitch in hand, and then I don't have to use a hoop, because if it gets too soft, I have to use a hoop. And when I haven't pressed this or anything, so when I do that, then I'll get these fold marks out of it. I try to be very careful when I fold Stitch Ada, because sometimes those fold marks won't come out. So there's that. So that is number 3 for finishes. I have one more, and that is this one. So this is Salem Stitchers Apothecary from Primrose Garden. This took me 2 days of stitching to finish it. It was super fast because it's all one color. And I did this on, what is it called? It's 14 count, and it is from the Starlight Stitchery box, the Dark Academia box. I can't think of what they call this. I can't think of what they called this fabric, what the name of it they gave it, but it's from that box. Honestly, it's one of the only things out of that box that I actually liked. So, and as soon as I saw it, I thought it would look really good with this pattern. So there is that. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. I'm kind of thinking about making it into either a pillow, a really big pillow to put on my chair here, to take the place of the one that is usually on my chair, which is this one. I usually have this one on my chair. And I like the color because it kind of pops, because I don't know if you guys can tell when I move around, but my chair is like a creamy orange color. So I like having it like pops of color. But I'm either thinking I'm going to make it into a pillow for that. So my hesitation on making it into like a pillow or a project bag is my other thought, because it's a good size to make a project bag out of, is the back stitching that's on it. But it is, the back stitching is pretty simple, and it's all just one line. So it's not like dragged across anything. So I think as long as I do my normal fusible interfacing on the back of it, I don't think there'll be any problem, because it's a fairly heavy stitch, I guess, for the back stitching. But that's the only thing that gives me a little bit of hesitation on it. But I'm thinking about making it into a project bag, similar to this one. So it's like the same size of this. So I'm thinking that I might do something like that with it. That might be kind of cool. I'm not sure. But I do like the fabric. I think the fabric was a good match for the pattern. And like I said, that was pretty much the only thing out of that box that I actually liked. There was like one, maybe 2 patterns out of the book that they sent that I would probably do. And I'd probably tweak it a little bit. I don't know. But that's what I have finished. And those were all from my May starts. So now I have finished 5 of my 31 May starts. My May new starts. So let's see. Moving on. That was all of my finishes. So I guess whips would be next. So my whips, I don't have a lot of whips, basically because I was really trying hard to finish anything that I started. But I have a couple next to me here. But I do have a couple of them to show you, because they are a couple of these are really close to being done, like another day of stitching on it and they would be done. So we'll start with this one. And this one, let me take it out of the hoop. I had meant to stitch on this today. I took my my mini in for its first oil change. I finally reached 3,000 miles on my mini, so it went in for its first oil change. I told my friends last night that it's growing up. My baby's growing up. So I started gathering honey. This, I want to say, I'm not looking at my list, but I think this was the first thing that I started for my May new starts. And when I started it, I got the bee skep and the bird and this little guy completed when I started it. So, like I said, I had meant to take this. I took it, but I didn't stitch on it. We'll put it that way. So this is where I am now. And I just took it off the hoop, so sorry about that. So I have quite a bit of it completed. I finished the flower here and the bee, and I started the flower on this side, so I'm into the petals. And then there is the second bird, and then it has those 3 little flower thingies that go right here. I don't think I'm going to do the border on this one. I did the border on the gathering stitches, so I'm not really sure, because I don't know if I'm going to finish it exactly the same way. So what I'm thinking is once I finish all of the details, I'll look at it and see if I want to add the border onto it. Because I don't mind the border. I just wanted to see what it would look like without the border, I guess, before I added the border. Because last time I just started stitching the border and didn't even think about it. And Kim, the content needleworker, she's like, "Oh, you're stitching the border," and I'm like, "Was I not supposed to?" I didn't know that was an option. Well, I know it's an option, but like that was kind of my reaction. I'm like, "Oh, I didn't know." Like, I guess a lot of people don't stitch the borders, but yeah, that's what I've gotten so far. I just need another like good day of stitching on this, and I'll have this one done. So this one will probably end up being a 3-day stitch, because like I said, I had the bee skep, the bird, and this little motif right there completed on day 1. And so I just finished this flower, the bee, and started in on this the second flower that kind of wraps around the other bird that I finished a couple days ago when I sat down and stitched on this one. And I only stitched on it, I didn't stitch on it for very long. I only stitched on it for, I don't know, maybe an hour and a half when I was trying to get tired enough to go to sleep. So there's that. But yeah, that one should be a finish for next time. Should be. No guarantees, but it should be. Okay, then the next one, since I already kind of talked about it a little bit, is Honey of a Tiny Town. This one. And we've all seen it, and we've all seen the Tiny Towns. And I got this only because I got the scissor spool thingy. I found one on Etsy. It's not from Pete's. It's from a shop out of Italy. So I measured it. I think it's the same size, so we should be good. So there's that. It's the same colors as the Honey of a Frill. So I had both of them in the same bag. So that was Honey of a Frill. So I can put that one to the side now because that one's finished. so this is where I'm at, and I am using the called for colors, and this is the same piece of no name 18 count Ada that I used for the Honey of a Frill. And I am just about done. I don't have that much left. When I stitch, basically I stitch like a strand of color until I'm done with that strand, and then I switch to a different color, so that I don't get bored, especially when there's a lot of color blocking. Like these houses have a lot of color, and it's actually taking longer than I anticipated. I thought that I would have this stitched up in like 2 days, no problem. Yeah, no, now that we're going on to, I think day 4 is what it's going to take. I think it's going to take 4 days. Because this is 3 days of stitching. And I have a couple little accents to add in, so like the door handles are like a different color, so those all need to be added in. The rest of this white house, and then the top needs to be filled in. And I think there's a bird. I think there's a bird somewhere over here. And then there's the roof of this house and the rest of this house. I have the door. And then there's 2 sunflowers on this side. And then I have to go back and add in the little bees and sew on the buttons, and that will be it. I am planning on sewing this onto probably a piece of blue fabric, and I'm literally going to cut it as close as I can and do like a blanket stitch onto the fabric, and then wrap that around my scissor holder thingy. So that is the plan. It's cute. I like it. I do have the other ones, and I do plan on stitching the other ones so that I can switch it out. But I thought this was a good one to start with because, one, it had bees on it, and I like bees. So it kind of jumped out at me on that one. But it's also very neutral. It's not something that needs to be changed, like, because that season's passed. So it's not like, the Big Hearts Tiny Town or whatever it's called. I have it. I just don't know. I can't think what it's called. And that one is in my 8 Circles Garden of Zig bag that I finished. But yeah, I'm really thinking about doing that Sisters Apothecary into a bag like this. I don't know. It's very tempting. I like how this one turned out. And I have some Halloween fabric that I think would actually look pretty good with it. I don't know. We will see. I have a bunch of needles in the outside because this one was my downstairs project for a while, and well, it's been sitting down there. It hasn't been worked on, but it's been sitting down there. And I just kept sticking more needles into it as I was finishing the other stuff. So yeah. Because the Sisters Apothecary, I actually had 6 needles going because it was all just black, so I just loaded up 6 needles and went to town on it. So yeah. Okay, so the next one that I worked on, and I have not finished this one, and if I can find the little picture, there it is Whale Watch by Chessie and Me, and this was a kit that I picked up at the attic. It's really cute. I did not stitch the year, so I just left that just grass. But that's the only thing that I'm really changing on it, except for I'm not doing the specialty stitches on this one either, other than the 1/1. So this whole thing, this little urn right here with like the weird blueberry flower thingies on it, that is all 1/1. So I was sharing this with some of my friends that I was working on it. I'm like, oh yeah, this is what it's supposed to look like. And one of my friends asked, because like we were on a Zoom call, so the picture was super small, and she asked what this was. She thought that it was like a cauldron with like bubbles and smoke coming out of it. And like she asked what they were going to do with the whale, if they were going to cook the whale. I thought that was hilarious. Because like looking at it, you can totally see that it kind of looks like smoke and bubbles. So, yeah, I'm going to think of that every single time I look at this now. But anyway, where I was, I had the house minus the windows and some of the grass done. So I started here because that's like the middle of the pattern. So I started here, and then I came over to the house and I did the white of the house, and then I did the gray side of the house, and then I came down and I did the grass. And when I finished the grass, then I moved over and did the water over here. And since I had some blue left, I went up and did the windows. And then I started on the whale, and the whale is almost done. I just have to do a little bit of his tail, and then the whale will be done. And then the majority of the stitching will be done, really. Then I'll probably come up, finish the roof off, and then do the flag. I think I'm going to wait and do the 1/1 of the urn that goes right here. I think I'm going to do that last. So that way, when I'm done with that, I'm just done. Because it's 1/1. This is 36 count linen. And according to the kit, let's see what it's. According to the kit, it should be 36 count cedar from Silk Weavers. And the floss is silks, and they are Glorianas. Yes. So that's Whale Watch, and like I said, it's Chessie and me. I think that I'm going to leave off. There's like a little really thin border that goes along the sides. I think I'm going to leave the little border off because I just don't think it's necessary. But I don't know. We'll see once I actually get to that point where I'm ready to stitch that. Because I'll stitch the whole thing and then I'll put the border on. But I don't know. So yeah, it's coming along. I'm not stitching on it like crazy like I did the first kit that I did, the American Stag. That one was my first ever linen project, and I stitched on that straight and finished it in, it was like 6 or 7 days, I think. It might have been less. I'm not really sure, but I basically was just proving to myself that I could do it. So this one, I don't feel the need to stitch like crazy on it like that. But I did put stitches in, and I got it much closer to a finish. So then the other piece that I stitched on is this one. And this one I pulled out because this one is not a May start. This one is one that I actually post on my blog about. And I belong to a group of stitchers that post every 3 weeks on a single project. So we basically do a stitch along, but we're all stitching different things. And like as we finish something, then we start something new. And then every 3 weeks we show our progress on it. So this one is Forbidden Fiber Co's To Plant a Garden. So if you can't read it, which is really hard to read from that picture, it says to plant a garden is to believe in tomorrow. And actually I really love this pattern, and I'm actually taking my time stitching it because I love this pattern. But I bought this as a pattern and floss pack at the attic. One of the first times I went to the attic. I don't think I was just there today, and that's actually why I have some haul to show you. But they don't have it anymore there. But this is where I'm at. And this is on 18 count smoke, also from my Vintage Needle Arts on Etsy. So the last time I showed this, I had just added in 2A is to believe in. And so I actually stitched on this last night during my Thursday night Zoom call. So if anyone's interested in joining us, I host a Thursday night Zoom calls. And it's just open to whoever wants to join. You just have to send me a message and I'll send you the link. But we meet from 7 to 10 p.m. Arizona time, which I know is kind of funky for people. But we meet up every week, and every week it's a slightly different group of people usually. There's a couple core people, and then people kind of jump in and out. But anyway, if you want to, if you're interested in that, just send me a message. My information is down below, and I will send you a link for that. But anyway, so last night during my Zoom call, I stitched plant, garden, and then I added, because I basically was working all in this one color. So I did those. I did the green up here in this plant. I came and did the green in this one and started on this one. I think I finished off something in here or something. I don't know. There was like 4 different places that I put it. But I hadn't stitched on this in like 6 weeks. And I'm supposed to be posting on this on Sunday. Oh, by the way, today is the 16th of June. I should have said that earlier. And you guys should be seeing this, like, if you watch it the day I post it, on the 16th of June, because I will upload it as soon as I'm done with it. And then I've actually got quite a bit done. There's some big planters over here though, so there's quite a bit of stitching left. But I really like this one. It's a nice size too, and I don't think it's going to be any problem finding a frame that this will work for, because I don't think I'd want to do anything else with it. I think I would want to frame it. And this is in my Black Cat Stitchery bag from Valentine's Day. It's got Valentine gnomes on it, and the inside is hearts. The only thing I do not like about this bag is that the inside fabric is glittery, and the glitter is coming off on my fabric and everything. So I'm not a super fan of the glitter. And I think I have another one from, I have another one from them. It's a St. Patrick's Day one that also has glitter on the inside fabric that is doing the same thing. So something for me to keep in mind when I'm making my bags. I don't know. So that is my whips. Yeah, I'm sorry. So let's go into some Stitchy kindness. So I joined a group that is hosted by Stitching with Sandy for a smalls exchange. So our smalls exchange for this time was bee themed, and my person that sent me stuff like went all out. I was just like, wow, I need to really up my smalls exchange game. She went way like overboard, and I did message her and ask her if it was okay if I showed the stuff, and she said yes, that was fine and everything. So I'm going to show you what she sent in this smalls exchange because I was super excited when I saw it. So it came in a box, and she sent me a little card, this cute card, and she wrote a nice little note inside of it, and gave me her like Instagram information and everything, so I was able to reach out to her. So she sent me the card, and she sent me a little postcard from Portland, which is fabulous. And this is from Amber. Then this whole baggie was a bunch of things, a bunch of baggies inside the box. So I'm just going to show you guys real quickly everything that she sent in this smalls exchange box. Okay. So, and if you're curious what I sent, I showed that in my last video. So she sent a couple fancy flosses. She sent Queen Bee and Bee's Knees because it was a bee themed box. And I did the same thing. I had Bee's Knees, I think, and I sent that. So I got my Bee's Knees back. So yeah, there's those. And then, and she sent this thread conditioner that has a bee on it, and this is so pretty. I don't want to use it. So this has a bee on it, and it's like in that honeycomb shape. It's super cute. And to be honest, I don't know how to use a thread conditioner like that. I've always used like Thread Magic, so I'm not super sure how you're supposed to use this. I'm assuming you would just like hold it and like pull the thread across it, but I've never done it, so I don't know. But this super cute needle minder, I just love that. And this is from Gina's Unique Needle Minders. She's got an Etsy, and she's on Facebook. But this little needle minder is so adorable. I have needle minders, but I don't use them very often because I stitch in hand, and it gets kind of cumbersome. But when I use a hoop, if I'm using a larger hoop, then I'll use a needle minder. But that is so adorable. Her little antennas, really, really, so cute, so cute. This honestly might be my favorite thing, other than the actual Stitchy piece, in the whole thing. So then, let's see, this sticker. I have no idea what I'm going to do with these stickers, but, and she sent a bunch of flower stickers that were in the card. Because I don't do a stitch book to keep track of my stuff. I do a spreadsheet, so I have nothing to stick stuff to like that. So I'm not sure what I'll do with them, but I'll do something. She sent a pack of size 26 Peacemaker needles, and I love these. I get these at the attic. Actually, I picked up a pack at the attic today, a different size, but I picked up a pack. She sent a Snag Nabbit. I actually have one right here, so I haven't taken this out yet, but if you've never used one of these are a great tool to have. She sent me a pack of project cards, which I've never used, but I think that they would be helpful, especially I have one for my future plans that I'm going to get ready to show you, that basically you can write what the called for color was and what you substituted it for here. So I think that will actually come in handy for one that I have coming up. Then the actual piece, actually, no, one more thing before I show you the piece. So then she also sent me a pattern, and it says she wanted some honey, so she got the bees. So that's like a lot. That's a lot of stuff. And then the actual piece that she stitched and sent is this. Isn't that freaking adorable? She said it was the first time that she had finished something in one of these tart pan thingies. Um, and I think she did an excellent job. It is so cute, and it's got the little charms on it, and it's just really, really cute. And it's got like the whatever you call it along the edges. It makes it look like it's like the pie crust. It's so cute. It's so cute. Thank you, Amber. Thank you. It's so cute. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. It's going to go probably in the tree somewhere. But it is really, really cute. And let's see. So that was my Stitchy kindness. So then that leaves us with plans and haul. So my haul kind of goes along with the plans because I stopped at the attic today, and I, with the whole purpose of kitting up 2 projects for floss. And so I got a bunch of floss. And while I was there, I of course also had to get some patterns because you can't go to the attic and not wander around. So I picked up some patterns too. And here is my pack of needles. She sent me 26s and I picked up a pack of 24s. Because those are the 2 sizes that I typically use. So let's go over my patterns that I got, and then we'll take a look at the floss. And this actually might last a little longer than I anticipated because I do have a little bit of haul to share with you. So I picked up, these were a last minute decision because I saw them just as I was getting ready to go up to the register. So I got Espresso from Rosewood Manor. I think these are really cute. I think that when I go to stitch them, I probably will not. I don't know if you can see it. In the cup, it says espresso. But it's really hard to see. And I would probably just stitch it, like leave it, because that looks like it's just back stitching. I can't tell. Either way, I'd probably just leave it as a coffee cup, just a blank coffee cup. But I really think the flowers are really pretty. I like that. And then cappuccino. And honestly, the only reason why I knew that that's like espresso on it is because I could see on here that this one said cappuccino, and I knew that they were like sister patterns. And I really like the colors of these lilies. And it looks like it's pretty much the same colors. I would have to look at it. But just from the tones, it looks like it's the same colors. Or I could probably make them be the same colors so that they would be sister patterns. But I really like those 2. And I picked up Seaside Tiny Town because that was the only one that I'm missing. And we've all seen that one. I picked up the newest Little House Needlework Petites. So this one is the Americana. I really like sewing the Petites. They go fast and they're really cute. And then this is the Hello Sunshine. And this one has like flowers on it, and I really like that one. It's so glary, I'm sorry. There you go. But those are the two newest ones that came out. And then I picked up Float. And I think I have Sting. I looked in my chart list and it said I had it, so I think I have it. And I really would like to do these two together. The Float like a butterfly and Sting like a bee. I think that looks really cute together. And then I picked up a bunch of JBW designs. So I had just finished. I did two of JBW designs for my May New Starts. One was the French Country hot air balloon, and the other one, and that's the one I finished. And then the other one is With Love, and that is like the heart, like it's like roses in a heart kind of thing. I have not finished that one. I'm like 3/4 of the way done with that one. So I picked up some more because I thought that I really liked stitching the hot air balloon. The rose heart is a little bit different, and I'm hoping I don't run out of floss, because it's a little more intense in stitches than I thought it was. So I'm hoping that the one skein of floss I have is enough. Anyway, so I picked up French Country Umbrella because I really like that look. And then the French Country Swans. This was the first one I picked up because I liked that it has the little swans inside of it. I think that's cute. I don't know what color I'll do them in. I did the hot air balloon in teal, and then the roses in a red variegation. And then this one I got. I picked this one up. This is Owls in the Round. And I'm not a big in the round person, but I like owls. And I actually like it in the orange. So I might see if I have an orange. And I think this one is done with Persimmon from Weekside Works is the color of the floss that they used. I don't think I have that particular floss, but I know I do have some oranges. So I think that one's really cute. And I think this would be cute for a Halloween. If I did this on a piece of gray fabric with the orange, I think that would look really cute for a little Halloween finish. Because my mind naturally goes to Halloween, I think. I don't know. So those are the patterns that I picked up at the attic today. So my purpose of going to the attic was to pick up the flosses for two different patterns. One I have been wanting to kit up for a while, and it calls for a bunch of Kreinik. So I had intended to pick up said Kreinik at the attic. They did not have a single color of the ones that I needed. So, needless to say, I did not pick up the Kreinik. So, what I did is I pulled up the 123 Stitch website, and got as close to the colors as I could in Classic Colorworks. So, this one. The first one that I kitted up is going to be, and this is a bag that I made. I made 3 of these. One for me because I thought that this fabric was adorable. And I had intended to sell the other 2. One of my friends saw it and she's like, sold. So she bought one of them, and I think I still have one more available on my Etsy. As of right now, when I'm filming this, I have one more available on my Etsy. So I am planning on doing Away We Ride. And I guess there's a stitch along of this right now. I'm not doing it to join in on that stitch along. However, I might use the hashtag. I'm not sure. So Away We Ride. And I got Haunted in 18 count. And I got almost all of these are the called for colors. And I kind of want to, bear with me here because it's going to be hard to see these. So it calls for like all gentle arts, and they had most of the gentle art colors, but not all of them. So it was, there was a few colors that I had to go through and kind of I pulled up 1, 2, 3 Stitch and pulled up the color of the floss so that I could compare it to the flosses that they had and get the closest thing I could find in like Classic Colorworks. Classic Colorworks is like my go-to if Gentle Art is not available, because I like the way that the Classic Colorworks handles. It handles very nice. I don't usually have to use a thread conditioner with it. Unlike Weeks Dye Works, I typically have to use a thread conditioner if I'm doing Weeks Dye Works. So there's that. I'm trying. So I'm trying to talk to you guys while I am arranging these threads so that it'll be easier for me to show you with this fabric what this is going to look like, because I haven't even seen what it looks like yet, because I literally just got home, ate some lunch, and came upstairs and started doing my video. So I haven't even done a color toss on this fabric yet. I think just from the really brief moment that I held them up together, I think they're going to work just fine. And so I think I'm going to be happy with the way that that's going to look. I was a little bit worried about that because the called for pattern is like a gray color for the fabric, and I didn't want to do it on gray. I'm doing it on this really pretty blue. So I'm almost there. Almost there. If I had thought about it beforehand, I totally would have done this beforehand so that it wasn't taking up time. All right, there we go. So these are the colors that I got. Um, anything, let's see. There's, so this old brick was a substitution. Um, this caramel is a substitution. This river rocks is a substitution, and so is the cherry bark. I picked the colors that I could get as close to the called for colors as possible. And here is the fabric. I think that's going to work really nice. I think it's going to still pop really well on this blue fabric, because this is a very, it's like a tealy blue. It's sort of coming across the right color. I was kind of worried about the grays, not the onyx, because the onyx is going to pop no matter what. But this gray, they called for garden gates, I think is what it was. Now I'm like, what color did I substitute for that? Yeah, garden gates, I think is what. Yeah, because that one calls for 15 yards, so that's quite a bit of floss. Um, and then the other one that I substituted was wood smoke, and I got this caramel for the wood smoke. But I think it's going to look really pretty with this blue fabric. Yeah. I really like that red. That pop of red is going to look really nice. I don't know where, I think it's just in like the berries. Yeah, the door, and then like the berries hanging from the tree, and then like in this, and like a couple of these little motifs. So yeah. So that is ready to go. I have my fabric, I have my floss. Um, it is ready to go when I am. I actually might take this tomorrow. There is a like an all day like retreat thingy in Phoenix that is hosted by two eclectic stitchers on Flosstube. And if you're in the Arizona area, if you want to look up their information to get that information, they do a monthly get together thingy. You can look at their videos and check them out and see if that's something that you might be interested in. I will link them below as well. Then, and that, for me, that's tomorrow. I don't know when you'll be watching this, but I don't know if you contacted them today, if they would be able to get back to you before then. But you never know. All right, and so the other one that I kitted up is one that I've been wanting to kit up for a while. I've got it like halfway kit up. And this is the bag. This is from So Much to Love. So the pink barns to go with my pink barns. So this one is Nora Corbett, and it's called Little Snowy Pink Cottage. And this is from the Snow Globe Village series of Nora Corbett. And it's supposed to have 4 Krynics, and like I said, when I went to the attic today, they didn't have any of the Krynics that I needed. So I picked up some floss, that I think is going to be a similar color. It's got a combination of DMC, Krynic, water lilies, and Arctic rays, and a bunch of beads. Well, 5 beads. So I have the beads. These are the beads. So I have all the beads. I got those from 123 Stitch. I have the flosses. So it had that I needed 2 of one of the Krynics. So I picked up 2 of the floss for that color. I'm not sure if I'm going to need that much, but that's okay. All I need to do is add a white and another golden color. And I think there was a white metallic-y color, but I think I might use a white etoile to do that for the snowy stuff. So these are the flosses. These are the colors that I substituted for the Krynics. So this darker pink here, and then the lighter pink to complement that. And this pretty gold is called Sassy Brass. And these are Prickly Pear and Secondhand Rose. And then these are the called for DMCs. And I just need white to go with it. And I have plenty of white. I just hadn't thrown it in there yet. And this is the color of the fabric that I am using. It's a 32 count Lugana, so I will be stitching it 1/2, and those pinks are really gonna pop on that. It is Splash Mint with white. Yeah, those pinks are really gonna look really nice on that. Like I said, I hadn't even done a floss toss on these, but yeah, that's the pattern. So this one is pretty much ready to start as well. So I will probably take one of those 2 to start stitching tomorrow. Then, okay, so I got my floss fix from Fat Quarter Shop. So this month is, the colors go really well together, is Blue Beatrice, Blue Corn, Blue Moon, Blueberry Tarts, Blushing Beauty, and Boysenberry Jam. And the colors go really, really well together. Like, if you use those together in a pattern, they would look really nice together. They're very complementary. Just building my stash of floss. The only other thing that I got is I got the bi-monthly Caterpillar cross stitch box in the mail. I think it was yesterday. No, it was Wednesday. And this is what came in it, along with a couple other things, like treats type of things. But this is the pattern that came in it, and it's cute. It is Ocean Wonder, and it's got a whale, it's got a little turtle, it's got a bunch of little fish, it's got a dolphin, a seahorse, and an octopus. So that's cute. And it came with a hoop and everything you need to stitch it. So I'm looking around. I think that's everything. This video actually went slightly longer than I anticipated. I thought it would be done in like 45 minutes. which is short for me. Um, so yeah, those are my plans. I plan to continue working on my May starts and finishing some of those up because I purposely chose things that I could finish within like a 2 or 3 day stitching period. And then those two that I kitted up, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I plan on probably finishing the ones I have been working on this time. So I'm hoping to have some finishes on those and maybe start stitching on some of the other ones along with starting the two that I kit up today. I'm not planning on buying anything, but you never know. Um, it was it was more of I wanted to get floss, so I stopped at the attic. Plus, I was on a mission to see if they have something in stock for someone else, and they did not, sadly, have it. So I'll have to tell them that they did not have it. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much all I have. So before I go, let me tell you about some floss tubers that I have been watching. I like to excuse me. I like to talk a little bit about some other floss tubers. So let me pull up my little notes here. So I'm not going to say too much about them. You can go check out their channels. I'm just going to name them off, and I will also have them linked below. So one that you're probably familiar with is going to be the Seattle Stitcher. I really love her energy, and she does Halloween stuff, so there's that. Marjorie Maid, Stories and Stitches. She is brand new. She only has like 4 videos out. She's got a really good energy. I like watching her videos. I've watched I think all of them except for maybe the newest one that she put out. And then Stitching Moon. So those are my watches for this episode. And I will link them below along with anybody else that I mentioned um, in this video. So, as always, thanks for watching, guys. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. If you like this video, then give me a thumbs up. The more thumbs up you get, that's how YouTube knows to suggest it to other people. So the more thumbs up you get, the more they suggest it to other people. Yeah, that's pretty much that's all I got. So I will see you in another 2 weeks. Thanks. Have a great day, guys.